every voice.
And the First Lady knows that when the country comes together, there's no stopping this country from accomplishing what we know we need to do for our kids.
There was always a vegetable on the plate, and we ate whatever we were served. For so many of us, food is more than just nourishment for our bodies. It's how we knit our families and our communities together.
Hey, welcome back to Lift Every Voice. I'm your host, Corey Condren. It's a special edition of Lift Every Voice. You know, we joke, we say, Mrs. Obama, but you're the First Lady. You know, and when you hear First Lady, you hear standard, you hear the example. You know, when you take standard, the ARD as a righteous demonstration. And you've been showing that in families, even with the military. Why are you so passionate about the military?
Few Americans have the opportunity to spend time on a military base or with a family. Only 1% of our country serves, which means the other 99% of us, many of us don't even come into contact with the people who are making the sacrifices. And I was just blown away by the level of sacrifice, the courage, the commitment, not just on the part of the troops, but the families who stand behind them. Often we see men and women in uniform, and it's very clear to us the sacrifice they make, but we forget that when they go to war, so do their families, and they're enduring these long deployments, but they're doing it with such grace and courage. And my view was we need to be stepping up. The rest, the 99% of us, we need to step up and support these men and women. So that's what another thing I vowed to do, is to use this platform as First Lady, because with it comes this big bright light.
Right.
You know, and my hope is that, you know, the light follows me around, but if I stand in front of some good stuff, it'll shine on that as well. So joining forces, which is our initiative for military families, is designed to rally the nation to make sure these families know how much they're appreciated.
I like how you talked about the light and following you around. How's your faith help you through this whole process?
Oh, it is, you know, it is the thing that sustains us. You know, I'm always blessed that when we go places, there are people who come up and they give you a hug and a squeeze, and they just say they're praying for us. And I tell them, keep it going, don't stop, because that we feel that.
Right.
You know, there is an unspoken, you know, energy that comes from the millions of people who are lifting us up in prayer. That is the moral compass that guides everything we do, you know, on top of making sure that we're not embarrassing our parents, you know, but, you know, our faith, you know, and again, that's one of the reasons why I married my husband, because, you know, he had spent time in the churches as a community organizer. He came to love and respect our church life. As much as any other aspect of our life. And I thought it was important that I had a partner that we both share in this same kind of conviction. So it's key to everything we do. And I want everybody out there to know it matters. It matters to us, and it works.
Yes. We've seen the First Lady side. We've seen what you're doing. We see the campaign of Let's Move. Talk about the mom, the wife side.
Well, we don't have enough time. I could go on. That is, you know, I mean, I value the education I've received. I value my role as a professional. I've always worked, always had a career. But truly, I've always wanted to be a mother, and I've always wanted to have a family. And I am blessed with these two wonderful girls. And I feel like, you know, once you make the decision to bring life into the world, then it is your absolute responsibility to make sure you're handling that part of what you decided to do.
Right.
You know, Malia and Sasha didn't ask to come here. Barack and I made a decision. So now we have an obligation to them to give them all the support and love and attention that they need to be responsible people. You know, we want to add responsible people to this society, and no one can do that better than we can. So as I always say, Barack is president of the United States. He's an outstanding father. He's an outstanding husband, but he's got a lot on his plate.
Right.
You know, and once we made that decision that we were going to embark on that journey, he's got to be the president all the time.
Sure.
That means that Malia and Sasha need a parent all the time. that would be me. You know, so it is the most important thing that I will ever do is raise these girls.
So often we see only the First Lady side. Today, you're able to see a woman of God, the First Lady, the wife, and the mother, encouraging each and every single one of us to move, saying, let's move, let's do something. In closing, the last thing that you would say to them to inspire them on this Sunday morning?
I would say one thing that I've learned, that in order to be the best wife and mother that I can be, I have to be at my peak of health, mental, physical, and that investment is worth it. So we can't fool ourselves into thinking that we're going to be good servants of God, good parents, if we're not whole inside. That means we've got to feed our bodies with the best stuff that we can. We've got to move our bodies. We were built to move. Just walk a little bit. Just, maybe that walk turns into a run. Add a few more fruits and vegetables. Drink more water. Eliminate all that other stuff. And then you'll start to feel better. You start to feel more positive. You'll have all that extra energy to put into your church community, to put into your family, and everything else around you will thrive when you thrive.
So you got me ready to move.
Let's get it done. Let's do it. Push-ups? No, I'm just kidding.
I appreciate you so much.
Thank you so much
for just stopping. You all, this is your moment right now to do something. You can move. You can log on right now to bet.com/lifteveryvoice. Post your comments. Tell us what you thought about today's show. And if you don't move, who will? You got a chance right now to make a mark that can't be erased.
See, the thing I love about Michelle Obama is that she's doing something about it to stop childhood obesity. She's lifting her voice. What are you doing today to lift your voice? Don't be afraid, my friend. I'm telling you, he did not give you the spirit of fear. You can do all things through Christ Jesus.
Lift every voice. Lift every voice.